Hey guys, it's Christina, and today I'm going to be coming at you with a Q&A. I asked for you guys to ask me questions on Twitter, and you did. I also asked Mika to help me out. She retweeted it, so I have some questions here, and we're just going to jump into it. If you got a fancy beverage like me, just sit back and let's hear my answers. So Julie asked, who is your favorite character of all time? So I'm gonna say two characters because one is really complex and you really have to read the series in order to understand like more about her, because I don't want to spoil it. But I'm gonna say Katarine from Three Dark Crowns, and I'm gonna say Rose Hathaway from Vampire Academy because we all know how much I love her. And that's the tea. So Emma asked me a question, says, do you want to write something someday? Yes, not a book. I would have, well, it's a book, a poetry book. I really want to do a poetry book. I don't think I'd ever write a physical book, but I really love poetry. I write my own, I write down all my thoughts, different things, so I would really love to write a poetry book someday. So Sammy asked, what's the best book so far you've read this year? I'm gonna say Daisy Jones and the Six because that's like the one book that's coming up in my head right now, and I know a lot of people have said that, but like maybe you should just read it at this point. Shay asked, what was your favorite character that you remember growing up with? So growing up with, I mean, I didn't read that much growing up. I would have to say I got into reading maybe around end of middle school. I grew up reading the Harry Potter series, so I'd have to say Hermione Granger was my favorite character like growing up, because from there it went into Vampire Academy and then it was Rose Hathaway, which we all know. So I'm just gonna say that. I can't really, no other character really comes to mind if it's not book related. Like if it's actually, you know, if it's not book related, we're gonna say like Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, now Captain Marvel, but I didn't grow up with them. I think I mainly grew up with Wonder Woman. And like that was it. So Mika asked, what is it like being friends with the best person on the planet? Girl, I don't know. I'll let you know when I find them, because she also asked, describe your favorite book in 3 words without giving away the title. Dampier, fierce female lead, flower for name. Figure it out. I don't know. And it's supposed to be 3 words, but you know what? Those are 3 descriptions. Go at it. Pierina reads, if I didn't say that correctly, I apologize. What is a book that you will forever remember from your childhood? I feel like this is all just the same. Like, it's gonna either be Harry Potter or Vampire Academy. Those are really the books that I grew up with that got me into reading, so it's kind of like a repetitive response, but they're just really great series. So if you haven't read them, like, just read it. Like, honestly, you will not be... Just read it! I don't know what else to say. A character you look up to. A character I look up to has to be, like, Rose Hathaway. And reasons why is because she's a really strong character, but, like, in the book Vampire Academy, one of the main things that is, like, a big concern for her is Lissa. And I just think that a book that's really revolved around a friendship more than a romance, and yes, there is a romance in that book, it's just really refreshing to see how far she's willing to go to protect her best friend. And just in general, like, for me, seeing that just shows, like, you can... Richie. Please. Not now. It just shows that, like, it doesn't always have to be the kind of bond you have in a friendship. It can be the bond you have with your family members or something. I just think that's really beautiful. Also, my rabbit is playing with one of his toys right now. He is down there. He's adorable, but he doesn't get that I'm filming. Boy. Jessica asked, who has been your favorite cosplay? And what made you get into cosplaying? Always been the kind of person that loves to do makeup and different looks. I think that it's really cool. I've always wanted to be an actress growing up, and I think being able to portray different people in like an outfit or like a certain makeup style that you do is really interesting. So that's really what mainly got me into cosplaying, because also like not only watching shows and movies, I read, so it's really interesting for me to be able to sort of do my own spin on a character that I really love that hasn't like been shown. Like you've only seen like fan art, so you can really only go off of that. So I find that really fun and creative. My favorite cosplay would have to be, I don't know, I would have to say maybe Katarine was really fun to do. I just remember a lot of people staring at me when I was taking these pictures and they were yelling, "Nice bow and arrow," and I was like, thanks. But another one that I really enjoyed was Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn. I really liked doing those. Harley Quinn mainly because I got to wear a blonde wig, and it was just really interesting to see how I would look as a blonde. I never had seen that before. And just Wonder Woman because she's such a strong character. Sarah Sierra asked, if you could live in a bookish world of one of your favorite book characters, what would it be? Hogwarts. Like, there's no competing with Hogwarts in my opinion. It's perfect. I can't. Like, if I couldn't live in Hogwarts, I guess I would choose like the Vampire Academy world because I find it so interesting. That or the world of like Lord of the Rings. That sounds really cool. But yeah, it's always gonna be Hogwarts. There's so many worlds out there that are really interesting, and I think I say interesting a million times, but it's fine, that I would love to jump into. But if I had to pick one and it was like permanent and I was sent there and I can't come back, it's gonna be Hogwarts for sure. Just Aaron asked, is there a character you want to cosplay but think it may be a little too difficult? Yes, there is a character I want to cosplay and think it would be very difficult. It's not a book character though. It is Rogue from X-Men. She has a certain like look to her in the comics that I really want to pinpoint, but I don't have the clothes or anything, or the hair, like the wigs and stuff, so it's really hard to do. I plan on doing her for Halloween or one day in the future because I just love her character so much. But it's a hard cosplay. It's gonna be hard to do, so it's gonna take a very long time, but we'll get there. Next one is from Rachel, and it is, if you were a superhero, who would you be and why? I love way too many superhero characters to pinpoint down which one I would end up wanting to be. I can tell you that I would want to be a superhero that would have like telekinesis. That's one of my like favorite powers of all time. It would be like Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel, I guess. She's cool, her powers and stuff. But if I had to choose like a power and that would be what like my superhero thing revolved around, it would be telekinesis. Like, that's one of my favorite powers ever. What is the first book you remember reading? This is Katniss Everdeen, which is, that is the cutest name. The first book I remember reading is Harry Potter. It is the series that got me into reading, like, hands down, which I've said before, but it's fine. The next one is from Pat. What is the most confusing book you've ever read? I don't think I've ever read a book where I've been very confused. I tend to be very picky of what I pick up when I read, like whatever I read. I would say the first book, I guess, that I started reading and was confused, but then sort of grasped everything that was like going on in the world, would be Lord of the Rings. It's a very complex read, but you know, the Fellowship of the Ring, because I haven't read the other ones. I really liked it after I was able to see where everything was going and who the characters were. And it was really interesting considering I had the movie to follow as well as the book, so I saw a lot of things that were similar, and I find that really fun when you're reading. Yeah. The next one is from Alyssa. What's one character that you absolutely hate for no explainable reason? I don't even... Voldemort. The Voldemort! I'm just gonna say it now. There has to be a reason that I don't like the character. There can never be, like just because you're not, I don't know, that you're not if you're not developed well, like, that's a reason why I don't like the character. There's not many characters that I don't like. We were just speaking about this, me and Amanda, so like Voldemort, Umbridge, but if I had to pick a character, it's gonna be, I think, Joseph from Three Dark Crowns. Because certain things go down in that book that I don't like, and I can't justify him for those things that he does. But, you know, you're not gonna like all the characters that you read, but I still love that series with my whole heart, so it's fine. That is all the questions that I have for you. I'm so grateful to all the people that sent me questions. My Twitter's acting kind of crazy, so some of the questions I can't see, so I hope that I got all of the questions that have been asked to me. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this. I wanted to do a Q&A, but I didn't think I would get that many questions, but I did, and I'm so grateful for that, so thank you so much. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I will be back hopefully for another video. If I have any updates, I'll let you guys know, but I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!